This is a model of the wall of the intestine, and it's only showing you a portion of the wall of the intestine. So you have to use your imagination and think that this whole layer that we're looking at would actually wrap around like this to form a tube. And the inside of the tube would be the lumen. This is where the food passes through. And as it passes through, cells here lining the wall of the inside of the intestine will be absorbing nutrients from the food as it's moving through your digestive system. We can look at 3 different types of tissues in this model. We have some examples of 2 different types of epithelial tissues lining the surface of the inside of the intestinal wall. I'll talk about those in a minute. We have connective tissue and other things here right underneath. And then we have a layer, or a couple of layers of smooth muscle tissue at the base of the wall of the intestines. And the action of these smooth muscles is what helps propel the food through your digestive tract and eventually out of your body after you're finished with it. The innermost layer, inner in your body, the layer of cells that are facing the lumen, the inside of the intestines, are made up of simple columnar epithelial cells, shown here in pink, with goblet cells, another type of epithelial tissue cell, shown in light blue. The pink cells are the simple columnar epithelial cells. They're taller than they are wide, and they have a layer of nuclei that is closer to the basement membrane side than it is to the lumen side of the cells. Unfortunately, on this model, most of the dark blue nuclei have rubbed off and we can't really see them. There are a few of them shown here, and you can see that they're on the basement membrane side of these long, thin cells. The goblet cells that are interspersed in between simple columnar epithelial cells secrete mucus, and they're part of the glandular epithelia. They secrete mucus into the lumen, where the mucus can then lubricate the inner tube that is your intestines, so that as the food you're digesting moves through your intestines, it is speeded up by the slippery, mucousy covering, and it keeps food and other particles from sticking to the intestines. So here, mucus is our friend, and it's these goblet cells that lubricate the inside of the intestine. The tall, thin, simple columnar cells are specialized for absorption of nutrients, and their apical surface is lined by very small projections called microvilli that increase the surface area of the cell that's in contact with the lumen where the food is. That increased surface area allows for increased absorption of nutrients from the food. The tall projections that look somewhat like fingers into the lumen are called macrovilli, and they maximize the surface area of the entire intestines so that between both the microvilli and the macrovilli, we are getting the maximum amount of absorption of nutrients from our food as we can in this confined space.